U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has pledged tariffs of Canada, Mexico and China. He's planning a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico to curb drugs and migrants, and an additional 10% tariff on Chinese imports. These measures could trigger trade wars and affect global supply chains. Mihir Maikuri of DD India has more.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump on Monday outlined his plans to impose hefty tariffs on the nation's top trading partners, Canada, Mexico and China, fulfilling campaign promises that risk igniting trade wars once again. Trump announced a 25% tariff imports from Mexico and Canada as a priority action upon assuming office. He claimed that drugs, particularly fentanyl, were flooding into the U.S. primarily via Mexico, while illegal immigration was also occurring through Canada. Trump further targeted China, proposing an additional 10% tariff over the country's alleged inaction on combating drug trafficking to the United States. He declared that tariffs would remain in place until Beijing curbs its involvement. China responded cautiously to Trump's tariff threats, emphasizing its willingness to maintain communication.
As a principle, we are open to maintaining dialogue and communication.
Trump's proposed tariffs could violate the US-Mexico-Canada agreement signed in 2020, which facilitates largely duty-free trade between the three nations. Notably, more than 83% of Mexico's exports and 75% of Canada's exports were destined for the US in 2023. China's economy, already strained by a prolonged property downturn, mounting debt risk and weak domestic demand, faces further vulnerability under Trump's proposed measures. The announcement sent ripples through global markets. While the US dollar strengthened, Chinese stocks dipped slightly and European shares fell on Tuesday. European leaders also voiced concern over Trump's tariff threats. German Economy Minister Robert Habeck urged a unified EU response to prevent a potential trade war, emphasizing the importance of diplomacy.
All I know are Donald Trump's statements during his election campaign, and I therefore do not want to speculate how things will proceed. At the same time, last night's decision could indicate he is very serious. First, the EU must respond united to this and not tear itself apart into 2 or 3 blocks of countries, but speak as a united Europe. Second, we must make clear that ultimately everyone loses: the United States economic area and Europe.
All eyes are now on Trump and how the situation unfolds for the world after he takes over the White House next year. Mihir Maikuri's report for DD India.